Hello everybody, this is your boy, the Almighty One, bringing you a video. But before I begin, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe to the video. Also, don't forget to smash those likes after the video is complete. Don't forget to hit that post notification bell on top of the video of this channel, so when I make this great video for you to enjoy and your pleasure, you can comment or you can share and subscribe to the channel. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into this video, shall we? Alright, if you haven't gotten the news already, I'm bringing it to you now. If you guys remember Ndamukong Suh, former first round pick in the 2010 NFL Draft, who started his career with the Detroit Lions and went to multiple teams after that, had decided to retire from the NFL. And it's a good thing because this guy was one of the best guys in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? One of the best defensive tackles. I'm going to read his stats later on into the video, but I'm going to go ahead and read what he has to say first. And here's what he said. And this is according to Bleacher Report. Ndamukong Suh retires from NFL at 38 years of age in the emotional post, won Super Bowl 55 with the Bucs. All right. We're gonna think about the Super Bowl win later on in the video as well. And here's what he had to say. Veteran defensive tackle Ndamukong Suh, who won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020, is retiring after playing 13 seasons in the NFL. After he would play a couple more years before he decided to call it a career, but you know, it's his choice. And it says in an emotional post on X, Suh announced his retirement exactly 1 year on the day that his father died, on July the 12th, 24, which is exactly today, date the 12th. And here's what he said, and this is the X post. This is what he said. It's the day I say goodbye to my father, the man who raised me, shaped me, challenged me, and believed in me before I believed in myself. He wasn't just a dad. He was my idol, my coach, and my anchor. He taught me what it meant to show. Again, to say that to show more, but I'll go to Ace and check on that later on as well. You know what? Let's see if I get that now. Okay, here the rest of it. He taught me what it meant to be disciplined, focused, and relentless in everything I do. Every snap I took in football carries his fingerprint. Every time I lined up across from someone, I could hear his voice pushing me, reminding me that it wasn't just representing myself, I'm representing him, my family, my name. Before he passed, he gave me one final piece of advice. It's time to let football go. You've done everything you set out to do. Now it's time for the next chapter. That conversation stayed with me, so today, after 1 year, I'm honoring that wish. I have so many memories to cherish. 13 seasons, 5 Pro Bowls, a Super Bowl ring, countless battles in the trenches. I left it on the field, and now I'm stepping away with peace and gratitude. Because I've been preparing for this moment for years, football was my passion, but it was never my end game. I wish every player can think that. My next season is about impact, purpose, and legacy. About helping others build wealth, lead with intentions, and create lasting freedom. I lived, I learned, I've built, I failed, I succeeded, and now I want to share what I've learned, especially with athletes, entrepreneurs, and young people navigating life and money. That's why I created the No Free Lunch podcast. It's about real conversations, real strategy, and real education, because freedom doesn't come from fame. It comes from knowledge and how you move. Now, I agree with that. Now, I'm using my platform to serve something bigger. If you ever followed my journey, thank you. If you ever cheered, supported, critiqued, or pushed me, you're part of the reason I kept going. And for you, I wonder what next. I wonder what's next. Tune in, follow along. I'm just getting started. Okay, now he had information right here. His X name. You can go and follow him. The No Free Lunch Show. Rest in power, Dad. Your mission lives on though. Your mission lives on though. Through me. He's on through me. Wow. Okay. You can't really say that. He did just like his father. So here's him right here, his father at a younger. That's him. That's him right there with the blue on. That's his father right there next to him with in the black and white checkerboard shirt there. That ain't bad. That's pretty. That's beautiful. And then here he is right here. This had to be in the 80s, cause it had the 80s feel to it. That's his father, look tall. That's him with the white and red on right there. And let me see. I think that's it. Okay, here's him. Here he is in his Super Bowl victory in Tampa Bay. That's him with number 83. I think that's his family right there on the side, and maybe his wife right there with the split shirt on right there. And I'm not sure. I'm not in kids. I'm thinking that they're probably brothers and sisters. That probably. I can't say, but that's a possibility. That could be. It is his family. But I'm sure in the one with the split red and white shirt on, I think that's his wife. I'm not sure about the other two. That's on the other side of him there. I think that's all on that perspective. And here's what he had to say. I just read this out to you. Those are words there. I read them out to you a minute ago, but they just a little bit more profound for us how small the language is. So that right there is pretty good in its own right. You can't really beat that. All right, let me go finish reading the rest of what it says here. It says here, Sue last suited up for the Philadelphia Eagles in 2022, making 8 regular season appearances with the team after signing in the middle of the campaign. He finished with 10 total tackles and 1 sack. In April 2023, he said on the Rich Eisen show he wasn't shutting the door on joining another team. He acknowledged retirement was a possibility, but added he hasn't made up his mind. Okay, here we go. Let me see. Last October, he said on Sky Sports, and the Baltimore Ravens had reached out to him directly. A visit with the Dolphins reportedly followed in December. All this was last year. Sue ultimately went unsigned, which pointed towards his eventual retirement this offseason. Considering he turned 38 in January, on top of his long layoff, the odds of making a comeback were slim. After a dominant college career in Nebraska, the 2010 first-round pick put himself on a Hall of Fame track early on. In 5 years with the Detroit Lions, he recorded 38 sacks and earned 5 trips to the Pro Bowl along with 3 All-Pro nods. One of the most disruptive interior defenders at the time, Sue signed a 6-year, $114 million contract with the Miami Dolphins in 2015. He was at the peak of his powers, and the decline started almost immediately. Sue's performance when on the field failed to match what he did with the Detroit Lions, and he quickly became a divisive figure in Miami's locker room. Divisive, I figure what divisive means. Let me see. I can take that what divisive means. Divisive. I won't say divisive means. I run this defense. Oh, Okay, he came a little bit arrogant. That's what it means. Okay, that's what he said. Okay, okay. He's talking about be here. Okay, this is what he said right here. It said Ndamukong sued to Miami Dolphins. I run the defense. It was interesting. The NFL media insider Ian Rappaport passed along the fiery address from a defensive tackle Sunday on NFL Network game day morning. And then that mind you, this was 2015. This was around his 50 years in the league. Okay. Let me get down and see what he said. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. I'm let me see. He told them, I run the defense. I'm going to be here the next 5 years. There is no guarantee any of you will be as well. Only a handful of guys are good enough to play with me right now, Rappaport said. He also said the schemes were not good enough. Whoa. The techniques were not good enough and everyone needs to be better, he said. Follow me. There are many levels of suits imploring. The side of the bi-monthly sue debate in which you generally fail when generally fall. Bad guy versus overblown microscope. Likely dictated how you perceive his comment report per report. The Dolphins themselves were split on how to take it. My understanding is the room was split. Some saw that this as a kind of address a leader would give. Others just sometimes they never heard before, Rappaport says. Sue is certainly correct that gives his 6 year $114 million contract. It's not going anywhere. He said he's not going anywhere. Given the defensive lineman's personality and obviously perception of himself in relation to the defensive approach, it would be interesting to see how much influence he has when the Dolphins brass hires a new defensive coordinator, new defensive tackle in the offseason. Okay, that's what they said right there. That's what he said right there. Okay, I take it right back to this. When it meant divisive. So divisive means that he got a little arrogant. That's what that means. Okay, okay. Start back over at the point where I get divisive from. Sue's performance on the field failed to match what he did with the Lions, and he quickly became a divisive figure in Miami's locker room. The team cut him after just 3 seasons, a sign of how poorly his tenure has gone. Things turned around for Sue from there. He reached his Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Rams in 2018 and went on to lift the Lombardi Trophy with the Buccaneers in 2020. So that means that he with the Miami Dolphins. I mean, I saw what he was with the Rams for. I remember playing with the Rams. He played with the Rams in 2018, and I think 2019 he was releasing the Bucks. I mean, from the Rams in 2018, and he played with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2019 and 20 when they won the Super Bowl, and that was the pandemic year. That Super Bowl win in Tampa Bay could be huge from a legacy perspective because he's certainly in the Hall of Fame conversation based on his production. The Hall included him as one of the 4 defensive tackles in its All-Pro 2010 team, the All 2010s team. Sue enjoyed a career a lot of players would love to have. That clear demarcation, the clear demarcation between before and after he left Detroit will likely be closely scrutinized. by voters when it's time to weigh his Hall of Fame credentials, though. Okay. Now I read all that to you guys. Hope you guys get a good understanding of what I meant when I meant by device and the overall what he said, and then what he also said about his father. Um, and it did sound well. It does sound emotional about his father and what he said about him. Not many people in the world have fathers like that. And I also showed you some pictures also with his dad. So it's actually some indication that he cared a lot about his father. His father is the reason why who he was, who he was later on in his career. If you think about it, because Ndamukong Suh, in the 4 or 5 years that he was with the Detroit Lions, he was a good defensive tackle, but the thing is, he did a lot of things wrong on the field and penalized the team. And sometimes when it happens, teams let you go via free agency. They're not gonna sign you. They're not gonna franchise tag you or nothing. I mean, you are more trouble than what you're worth. And that was early on in his career. And then when he joined the Miami Dolphins, even though he wasn't that type of guy anymore, he like I read to you what he said about himself when he joined Miami, he wound up being a little arrogant about the position and all of the above. And so from that point on, he started bouncing around to a few teams. He bounced around from Miami Dolphins to the Rams, from the Rams to the Eagles. I'm sorry. He bounced around from the Miami Dolphins to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. From the Buccaneers, no, what? Hold on. Let me correct that. He with the Miami Dolphins, then the Rams. From the Rams to Tampa Bay. From Tampa Bay, and that was it. And then he was released in 2020. Then the Eagles picked him up in 2022. I'm sorry, 2022. And the last year he played any down for the Eagles. Called the Eagles went to Super Bowl 2022. 23. No, 20. I'm sorry, 23. And when he released from, he played his last down with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 22. 23 is the year the Eagles picked him up via free agency. He just came on late, and he was 30. He was 36 then, and he just turned 38 this year. Because he didn't play last year, and he didn't play none this year, so at 38. So right there, I hope I clarified that with you, because at that time I think about what I said, and I won't confuse me. So I had to go back and recalculate many times, make sure that I get the information correct for you guys, so you know exactly what I'm saying, what I'm trying to do, and what I'm trying to project here. So now you got the idea. But anyway, Ndamukong Suh retired from the NFL, y'all. He finally called it quits. He got Super Bowl Buccaneers, and let me go a little deeper right quick. Here is his career stats. I just went to Google. Here's his career stats. His career history, here is the Detroit Lions, 2010-2014, the Dolphins, 2015-17, the Rams, 2018. Like I mentioned, when we went to Super Bowl, the Rams lost that game to what's that team called? The Patriots. He lost to the Patriots. And that one of the most sorry games in the NFL. You got to remember that the Rams lost that game. See, it was 10-6. That was a sorry Super Bowl game. Okay, then Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2019-20, 21 and 3 seasons. The Eagles 2022. That's when he played his last down in the NFL, which been 2 years ago now. And here is his career history and awards, career highlights and awards. Super Bowl champion, NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, 2010, 3-time first team All-Pro, 2010, 13, and 14, 2-time second team All-Pro, 2018, 2013, 2016. Sorry. 5-time Pro Bowls, 2010, 2012, 2014, 2018. 16. NFL 2010's All-Decade Team, PFWA All-Rookie Team 2010, Outland Trophy winner 2009, the Labali Award 2009, the Bronco Nagurski Trophy 2009, the Chuck Benurick Award 2009, the Bill Willis Trophy 2009, All AP College Football Player of the Year 2009, the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year and Big 12 Defensive Lineman of the Year, both 2009, unanimous All-American 2009, two first team Big 12 2008, 2009, and then Nebraska Cornhusker retired his jersey. Retired his number 93 jersey. Okay, and here are his career statistics right here. He has 600 total tackles, 71.5 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, 9 fumble recoveries, pass deflection 38, 1 interception, and 3 defensive touchdowns. He probably scored all of them. He probably scored those 3 from the fumble recoveries. And those are his statistics right there. And I want to say his that 8-year, $114 million contract at the time was the highest for defensive tackle. Now it's now double that. It's now 200 something. So anyway, wow, cause yeah, that was the record at the time when Dolphins signed to that big time contract. But anyway, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe to this video. Please smash those likes, and don't forget to comment on the video. Sorry, the video had gone way over 20 minutes long. I wasn't meant to, but I just wanted to get all this information out to you guys, so you guys understand where I'm coming from. If you like it, you do. That's fine. That's your opinion versus mine. And I'm the Almighty Green Talent. You guys enjoy your Saturday. Peace.